Macmillan Audio presents The Ashford Affair by Lauren Willig. Read for you by Nicola Barber. Prologue. Kenya, 1926. Addie's gloves were streaked with sweat and red dust. It wasn't just her gloves. Looking down, she winced at the sight of her once pearl-coloured suit, now turned grey and rust with smoke and dust. Even in the little light that managed to filter through the thick mosquito netting on the windows, the fabric was clearly beyond repair. The travelling outfit that had looked so smart in London had proved to be a poor choice for the trip from Mombasa. She felt such a fool. What had she been thinking? It had cost her more than her earnings for the month, that dress, an unpardonable extravagance in these days, when her wardrobe ran more to the sensible than the chic. It had taken a full afternoon of scouring Oxford Street, going into one shop, then the next, this dress too common, that too expensive, nothing just right, until she finally found it, just a little more than she could afford, looking almost, if one looked at it in just the right way, as though it might be couture, rather than a poor first cousin to it. She had peacocked in her tiny little flat, posing in front of the mirror with the strange ripple down the middle, twisting this way and that to try to get the full effect, her imagination presenting her with 100 tempting images. Bea, coming to the train to meet her, an older, more matronly Bea, her silver gilt hair burned straw by the equatorial sun, her figure softened by childbearing. She would see Addie, stepping off the train in her smart new frock with her smart new haircut, and exclaim in surprise. She would turn Addie this way and that, marvelling at her new city sophistication, her sleek hair, her newly plucked brows. "You've grown up," Bea would say, and Addie would smile, just a wry little hint of a smile, the sort of smile you saw over cocktails at the Ritz, and say, "It does happen." And then, from somewhere behind her, Frederick would say, "Addie?" And she would turn and see surprise and admiration chasing each other across his face as he realized, for the first time, just what he had left behind in London. Sweat dripped between her breasts, damping her dress. She didn't need to look down to know that she was hopelessly splotched with the sort of sweat stains that would turn yellow with washing. Addie permitted herself a twisted smile. She had so hoped, such an ignoble hope, that just once she might look the better by comparison, that even a poor first cousin to couture might come off first in comparison to the efforts of Nairobi's dressmakers. Instead, here she was again, an utter mess, a month and a week away from all that was familiar and comfortable, chugging across the plains of Africa. And why? David had asked her that before she left. Why? He had asked it so sensibly, so logically. Her first impulse had been to bristle, to tell him it was no business of his. But it was. She knew that. The ring he had given her hung on a chain around her neck, a pre-engagement rather than an engagement. "Put it on when I come back," she had told him. "We can make the announcements then." "But why wait?" he had asked. "Why go?" "Because—" she had begun, and faltered. How could she answer him when she didn't quite know why herself? She had mumbled something about her favourite cousin, about Bea needing her, about old affections and old debts. "All the way to Africa?" he had asked, with that quirk of the brow that his students so dreaded as they sputtered their way through their explications of Plato's Republic or Aristotle's Politics. "Perhaps I want to go because I want to go," she had said sharply. Hadn't he thought of that? That she might...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?